really what to say other than I hope they enjoyed the weekend and hope they got what they expected. I guess out of the weekend, so to speak.
Yeah, and as your friend, I'm going to tell you, I hope you take time this week. I know you're busy and flat out because there's racing already coming up, but I hope you take time and just kind of scroll through some of the Facebook and the Instagram posts from the people that were in the TrackMagic tent, and it will put a smile on your face. It's such a cool energy to see, and it's incredible. I mean, I, I'm over here smiling, and I wasn't even there because it looked like those guys just had this some sort of energy and charisma and fire, and it was just cool to see. So I hope you take a few moments out of your schedule and just kind of scroll through and get a chance to kind of um, embrace those moments because not very often are we presented with that chance. And you hit the nail on the head. The Supernats is probably the worst place to try to do something social and fun and race at the same time because it's one of the biggest events out there. And for a guy like you, um, you're so focused on that moment. So it's yeah. Again, go back and kind of go through and check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Track Magic. I mean, it's the number 51 with Matthias. Um, what a story! I mean, what a week! It just I know you had probably a little bit higher hopes than the end result, but you guys did come home with a third place finish.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of one of those supernats that, coulda, shoulda, woulda, or however you want to say. I mean, there was a lot of hope. There was a lot of promise going into the week and throughout the week. It just didn't seem to materialize for many of my guys for many different various reasons. I mean, we were definitely strong in a lot of categories, and it just, I mean, I think many people would say, you could come away with my head held high and that we had a good showing. But in my eyes, if one of my guys didn't win, I mean, it's win or nothing always been with me. And I guess I'm just not necessarily a sore loser. I hate losing a lot more than I like winning.
Yeah, I understand. I pulled up Race Hero on Sunday night and I looked at the 175 class, and there was a number of names I was tracking, and they had 0 laps. And it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what the hell happened? It's like half the field was wiped out, and I after that I was just like, I'll look at it on Monday. This sucks.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, I don't know what the deal is with the split classes and everything. I mean, to be completely honest, the final looked like people didn't even know who was in the lead, not in the lead. I mean, it was not a proper go-kart race in my opinion. I mean, and then we had, to start with the Matthias being, we had a technical problem in the qualifying. We had to start behind all these Pro 2 drivers, at 38, and then to come to the final where they say, oh, we're going to separate them now for the Pro 2s and the Pro 1s were intermixing and it was creating bad racing. But I don't know. It was really disappointing to see how that race went down, in my opinion.
Yeah,
And
I'm just looking
I
at
don't know.
I'm looking at the list right now, and Kyle Wick, number one, didn't make a lap. Joey Wimsett didn't make a lap. Rory Vandister didn't make a lap. Hunter Pickett didn't make a lap. AJ Myers didn't make a lap. Kyle, I mean, it's just some names here, and they
Yeah, well, I
couldn't
mean,
even
it
get a
half
lap in.
the yeah half the pro field was out in lap one, which is a shame. Um, but like I said, the intermixing. I mean, I really hope SCUSA takes a long, hard look at that. I mean, there've been problems with it all year, and then to bring it to the Super Nationals once again and have the same problems, it wasn't good. for the premier shifter class of America. I mean, it wasn't a premier looking race. Let's just say.
Yeah, they're in a really tight spot because they didn't really quite have enough for a full class for the pros. Um, and then you just start adding classes, the schedule gets longer, and hell, we'd still be racing, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I mean, I know if they're damned if they do, they're damned if they don't. But I think there's needs to be some decisions made. If people, I don't know, it should just be one class. I mean, I think this whole thing of everyone needs a trophy kind of thing it's getting old, in my opinion. I think why is it only here in the States that we have to have 50 different classes with one engine? Why can't we just make it one class? I mean, it's, even with the master shifter and everything, I mean, just make it one.
yeah, well,
Make it
especially when
one.
you're racing at the national level, absolutely.
I mean, we're talking about the Supernats, which is supposed to be the biggest race of the year, biggest race in the U.S., and we got to make trophies for everybody. I hope we can get away from this, or just make it pro racing, or take away classes that are not necessarily considered pro racing, and make it a pro event, because it's just diluting it, the event itself, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, it's a national race, and if we're gonna call them pros, let's treat them like pros. But hey, let's rewind and go back to again, Matthias. I mean, he finished third in the 175 class, so I mean, he moved up a bunch of spots, so he got a podium there, and then Plu picked up 19
Yeah.
spots.
Yeah, no, he did. He
That's
drove
like
a
passing the whole
fantastic.
field.
Yeah, no, he drove a fantastic race. He really did. Um, we had a little incident, just a misunderstanding in one of the heat races where, uh, they give out the tech cards, or in this case was a big yellow cone, um, to go to tech after he had gone through the scales. And when him and his mechanic arrived back in the tent, with this cone in the seat, I already knew the outcome. I mean, he's going to get disqualified. He didn't go to tech.
So
So,
he had a top five, and he skipped tech.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't really know how the mechanic or the driver got all the way from tech to our pit with a big yellow cone in the seat and not realize what was going on.
Yeah,
But I guess things happen. And I can say I wasn't too, as a team owner and manager, I was not thrilled when that went down. But yeah, so that really hurt his chances of having a podium finish. But just finishing sixth in his first ever 175 race, being that even on the 175 class, being it was in the morning, he had no dry time on this engine until he qualified. So I think he did a great job of adapting really quickly, and had a great run in the final, just missing on the podium. So I gotta give him huge props for this year. He ran with us all year, and he did a great job at getting many podiums in the Rock Series, Sonoma, and California Challenge, and showing up for Vegas. He unfortunately couldn't make the Rock the Rio race due to schooling, and so to show up to the Supernats, zero experience on this 175 engine, and to get a good result like he did after having a mishap in the heat races, you gotta give him good give him a pat on the back and tell him good job, because he really, through adversity, he came out with a good result.
yeah. No, I'm looking at the results right now, and I mean, he picked up 19 spots. And for those of you that don't know, we call him Plu, Plu. On the race hero, it's going to be Warawong Kamarakul. So it's
Kamara cool.
what is it? Kamarakul?
No, Kamara cool. Trust me,
Kamarakul.
it took me a while. Yeah, I can actually write his name now without looking it up on Facebook. So it took me. It only took me all year, but no.
I had to ask
Yeah,
him at the TrackMagic barbecue why people call you Plu, because there is no P in his name. And he goes, that's my name.
He's a great, great, yeah, great kid. Well, a great young man, great driver, great personality. And I mean, a little fun fact for everyone: the GFC livery on our go-karts was designed by Plu.
Was it really?
Yeah. So I give him the idea of the black and white split, and then to put on paper, he's the one who designed the cart, or the graphics, the livery for the cart.
Wow, so, I did not know that.
Yeah, well, now you do.
See, that's why these podcasts are cool. You just get these little insights. Oh, that's so cool. Is there anyone else you want to point out from your team?
No, I mean, everyone on my team did great. I was really happy with Eddie Shimon's progress. I mean, he had the same kind of weekend, I guess, Plu would. Excuse me. As Plu did, in the sense that he had zero time on the Super National circuit before qualifying. So qualifying was his first session on the track, and for anyone that did the race the year before, the track was very, very similar. So he was kind of at a disadvantage there in qualifying, and he qualified it in the 30s, and then obviously when you qualify that far back in the Super National, it's extremely difficult, especially in the tag classes, to make your way up without getting in at least one incident. And unfortunately, in one of the heats, he got in an incident, so he wasn't able to make his way up through the heat races. But in Sunday morning, he showed his true speed. He was in the top 5 in the time sheets there, and then he did a great race and moving up. I can't remember. I think it was 10 to 15 spots during the final, and running pace like the leaders of the race. And so, being his first year in senior, his very little experience in go-karting, to go up there, first time at the Super Nationals, first time in that event with very little dry running. I think he did a great job with his experience level of showing his speed. And I mean, everyone in the team, we had our mini kart debut with Jean-Philippe Caroux, a driver that I personally did not know anything about, but got in contact with our team, and he did a great run in the final, picking up, I think it was over like 25 spots, coming from the back of the grid, turning great lap times with our brand new cadet kart, the RR5 GFC.
What do you call it?
The RR5 is the model name.
What's RR stand for?
That's a nickname of mine, because as all of our karts now being complete with the cadet, I guess it all starts with, our shifter is GT14, which is named after my father. And the GT comes from all of his friends when he used to ride back with the Hells Angels, and all his biker friends, they used to call him Giant because he was one of the smallest guys in the crew. And the 14 comes from September 14th, which was his birthday. And then our tag chassis is SS31, and that's named after my mom, Shelly. And then her maiden name, it goes with the SS. I won't say it for security reasons. Maybe people will find, like, what's your mom's maiden name,
Yeah, exactly.
That's
a good point.
I was going to tell everyone that, and I'm like, you know what? A lot of people ask for your mom's maiden name, and if I get that out, I don't necessarily know if I want that out there.
Hey,
but
what street did you grow up on?
Yeah, exactly. So it's SS31. 31 is May 31st is
so
my
SS
mom's
is
birthday.
For Shelley, okay.
Yeah, SS is for Shelly, my mom. So GT is for my dad, George. 14 and 31, and then the RR5 is me. It's named after, I guess, me. They used to call me Rug Russell for whatever reason, because I used to run, crawl around on the rug like a little racer, and my birthday is at 5, and if everyone remembers kind of my later racing number that I used to use was 50, and if you add 31, 14, and 5 together, it's